Is Islam a religion of peace? Does the Quran teach its followers to be peaceful? Is Islam a tolerant religion? Can Islam be practiced side by side with other religions such as Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, etc.? If Islam is a religion of peace, why are the nations that are suffering from the most violent activities dominantly Islamic nations? Why are Somalians running away from their country and going to other countries, including the USA, as refugees, if Islam is peaceful? Why are Muslims in Nigeria being victimized together with Christians by Islamic terrorists? Why are more than 2 million Nigerians displaced from the northern regions, such as Borno State, Yobe State, Adamawa State, Kaduna State, Sokoto State, Plateau, and Niger State?
Is that armed group attacked a community called Woro in Kwara State, which is in north central Nigeria. While the authorities say it is a bandit attack, but the nature of the attack and testimonies from community members suggest that this is not just a bandit attack, but rather a terrorist attack by one of the Boko Haram factions called the Jamaat al-Sunnah wal Jihad that operates around that area. So this particular faction used to be based in the nearby Niger State, but I think in late 2025, after the US airstrike, the group moved into Kwara State. So so that is the group that I think likely carried out the attack, because this is the pattern that the group usually follows when it wants to get communities to buy into its agenda, which is basically to pledge allegiance to it against the state by subscribing to its own version of the Sharia law. And so if there's a pushback, usually this kind of attacks usually take place, either gunshot or beheading of community members. So this attack looks most likely that it was carried out by the Jazz faction of Boko Haram.
A deadly Boko Haram attack has struck southeastern Niger, it has raised fresh concerns about the worsening security situation in the Lake Chad region. And according to the reports, around 10 Nigerian soldiers were killed in the attack, while authorities have confirmed casualties following the assault. The attack happened near Nguingmi, the military garrison town in Niger's Difa region, close to the border with Nigeria, Chad and Cameroon. The area is part of the Lake Chad Basin, where Boko Haram has long maintained camps and operating bases. While Nigerian security forces carried out operations to secure the surrounding area, Niger state news media confirmed that security force members were killed in what it described an attack by Boko Haram militants on the outskirts of Nguingmi. The agency said that Difa Governor General Mohamedou Ibrahim traveled to the town to oversee the burial of the fallen personnel. Boko Haram's insurgency began in 2009 and has killed thousands of people, while displacing millions across northeast Nigeria.
Army commander killed by Boko Haram terrorists. Boko Haram terrorists attacked a Nigerian military base in the country's northeast, killing several soldiers, including a senior commander. The assault happened here in Benishek, in Borno State, about 75 kilometers from Maiduguri, the state capital. The brigade commander, Brigadier General O. Brahima, and at least 18 soldiers were killed. He is the second Army Brigadier General to be killed in 5 months. The terrorists overran the base and set buildings and vehicles on fire. Shops and public areas were also destroyed, showing the wider impact of the violence. But violence is not limited to the northeast. In the northwest, armed gangs known as bandits have also launched deadly raids. In Sokoto State, at least 12 people were killed and more than 40 others kidnapped in recent attacks on villages. Local sources say the attackers moved through several communities, carrying out coordinated raids and abductions. Since Sunday, more than 100 people have been killed in separate attacks. Nigeria has been battling a jihadist insurgency for over 15 years, since Boko Haram's uprising in 2009. But the conflict has evolved with groups like ISWAP growing stronger. These latest attacks come just as the United States issued a travel warning and has begun evacuating some of its embassy staff over security fears. As armed groups continue to expand their reach, pressure is mounting on Nigeria's military to quell the violence.
Darul Jamal, which hosts a military base on the Nigeria-Cameroon border in a zone ravaged by jihadist attacks. The governor of the embattled Borno state said that the 5 soldiers were among the dead. He also said that the Nigerian army was not strong enough to contain the situation.
According to the Nigerian-based NGO International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law. Well, since 2009, 125,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria, including 600 clerics. 19,000 churches have been destroyed, 1,100 Christian communities displaced.
Nigerian government came out openly and denied there's no massacre, there's no genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And look at it today. Is there any Muslim here? Special advisor to Trump. Now, please tell Trump to save our life in Nigeria. They are killing Christians in Nigeria, massacre Christians. If they say they kill Muslims, Muslims are being killed. By who? By Muslims.
Why is it whenever Muslims go into a place to settle there, then jihadism, terrorism, mass shootings, and school shootings begin to happen? So is terrorism done by Muslim extremists, or is it done by Muslims? Why is it that governments do not understand that terrorism and violence is not done by Muslim extremists, but it is taught in the Quran? Surah 3, 151. We will cast horror into the hearts of the disbelievers for associating false gods with Allah, a practice He has never authorized. The fire will be their home. What an evil place for the wrongdoers to stay. Apostle T.F. Chiwenga in this video questions and raises an alarm to the whole world, particularly to African presidents, legislators, and Western governments.
Kingdom and Calvary greetings to everyone that calls and mentions the name of our Lord and Savior Yeshua Mashiach out of a pure heart and a pure conscience.
Amen.
Greetings to all those whose names were written in the book of life from the foundation of the world.
Yes.
And greetings to all those whose sins were forgiven and who are still being sanctified by the word of God and the blood of sprinkling, and whose hearts have been purified by faith. What a wonderful day we have once again.
Amen.
We thank God for you. Where are you? Are you in North America? Are you in the Americas? Are you in Australasia? Are you in the Middle and Far East? Are you in Africa? Are you in Europe? We hope that we find you in good health.
Amen.
It is a wonderful thing to be a believer at such a time. There's so much happening, and there's a lot of code reds that are being raised all over the world. You hear that in the West, Europe is facing serious religious apostasy. Churches are shutting down in the UK, and they can't do anything about it. They are wondering what they can do. Pastors are telling their congregants there will be no services anymore. And it's because people are no longer going to church, fewer and fewer people. So that is what happens when people systematically reject God and choose to worship themselves. Now, those who are not quite observant and critically thinking, they won't see the relationship between the insecurity situations arising in almost all the countries of the West and their apostasy. They think these two are unrelated. The rise of people who don't mind or care about God did not coincide with the rise of violence in the streets of London, in the streets of Madrid, in the streets of Milan, in the streets of Lisbon. No, it's not a coincidence. No. It's actually a result. When they rejected God, they opened doors to a people who call upon a foreign God, a strange God, whose text preaches violence. Right. They heard about peace from people whose hearts were filled with violence, and they were naive to believe the message without looking into the text. Now you can't walk in the streets of London holding your cell phone, an ordinary gadget like a mobile phone. You can't drive your luxury car in the streets of London. We are now seeing people being told that there are places where Christians cannot go in our Great Britain. Hey. If they are not Muslims, they are not allowed there. The rise of apostasy in the Wild West, as far as God, the God of Israel, is concerned, is what gave birth to this scary scourge of violence, criminality, and general lack of peace in those territories and nations. They closed the churches and opened mosques and Sharia courts, and they thought they were wise. But I would like also to say something that I find very interesting. I'm still wondering whether we are going to need a new breed of people to come up with a certain version of education that is actually useful to the safety of the human race. Most of our education, it's seeking to empower us economically, but impoverishing us in terms of our sanity, our conscience, our identity. And the core of the human existence, which is the value of life. You wonder if we are able to go to school, get a college degree, and get a good job or start a company using education. How does education fail when it comes to critically analyzing the things that are introduced into our society with a desire to protect the society from invasion by marauding and very egregious teachings and values, philosophies, religious practices and systems? I'm trying to understand why until today, the so-called great United States of America has not yet understood that there is nothing called Islamic extremism, jihadist extremism. Why do we have the entire House of Commons discussing the violence that Islam brought into Britain, but they are still believing that Islam is peaceful, but they are only a very small sector of extremist Muslims who harbor terroristic tendencies. I don't understand why we do not have the government of Britain sending the Quran to the Oxford University to study the Quran, to find out if violence is not embedded in Quranic teachings. Sahih al-Bukhari, Surah 9, verse 5, is one of the scriptures that it teaches that Christians and Jews and any other people from any other religion, they must join Islam, or the Muslims must kill them. Now, you don't have to agree with me, and I'm not expecting you to do so. But surely, we must have people who are able to read and write in America.
Yes.
We must have people who are able to read and write in Spain. We must be able to have people who are able to read and write in France, in Italy.
Yes.
And then they will say, look, we have read the Quran. And we were wondering why there is so much violence that comes with Muslims. As soon as Muslims enter into your country, you start to see violence against other religions. Right?
Yes.
So if you have a constitution in your country that has the Bill of Rights, and in that Bill of Rights, it provides for the protection of persons, the security of persons, the inherent dignity of the human, of everybody, despite their religion, their political affiliation, their race, and their gender, and so forth. If there is a Bill of Rights in your constitution, then one must then realize that the Quran is incompatible with any pro-human rights constitution. You don't need to be a lawyer to understand that.
No.
Because any religion that says somebody must die if they don't want to join your church, surely it should be persona non grata
Yes.
in that country.
Yes.
So I don't understand why we have people who have degrees in the House of Commons who believe that Islam is peaceful. There are only a few Muslims that are violent. Because what they are saying is contrary to the very text of Islam.
Hey.
I want to give you these surahs just for those who want to speak so much and don't want to read. Write down these verses in the Quran. Go and find out what they say. And then if you want to discuss this with me, we can discuss. Surah 33. Surah 8, verse 12. Surah 3, verse 151. Surah 9, verse 29. All right? I'll read Surah 3, verse 151 for you. It says, "We shall cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve." It means all non-Muslims. Surah 3, verse 151. Surah 2, verse 191 says, "And kill them, non-Muslims, wherever you find them." Kill them. Such is the recompense of the disbelievers. Surah 9, verse 5. "Then kill the disbelievers, non-Muslims, wherever you find them. Capture them and besiege them and lie in wait for them in each and every ambush." These are verses in the Quran. I have not read you teachings from jihadist propagators and instigators. You can now look at what is happening in the northern provinces in Nigeria, in the western and northern provinces in Mozambique. See what is happening in Somalia. See what is happening in the Sahel region. Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, the Fulani headmen, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Al-Qaeda, Taliban. They have one thing in common. They are Muslims.
Yes. Yes.
It is the only religion with official terrorist organizations in the world. Islam.
Yes. Yes.
We don't have terrorist organizations, even though Christianity is a lost religion. There are no terrorist organizations in Christianity. No. There are no terrorist organizations in Hinduism. There are no terrorist organizations in Buddhism.
No.
It is only found in Islam. So I don't understand. I don't understand. And if you think you can, please explain to me. I don't understand why we have somebody who says they can read, and yet they are defending Islam, not from Quranic verses, but from their own common sense. If I'm going to defend Jesus Christ, whether Jesus was violent or he was peaceful, surely I have to read what Jesus taught and not what I think Jesus wanted to teach. Ask any Muslim, what does the word jizya mean? It means when you enter into a country, pretend to be peaceful, right, because you are still very few. But when you multiply and outnumber the Christians, start to force them to join Islam. They must renounce their religion, subdue them, and force them that they can only live among you if they pay jizya.
Okay.
Jizya is a tax that you pay to Islam, simply because they are now the majority and they now control the politics and the economy.
Okay.
And because you were practicing in another religion other than Islam, and they had to force you to join Islam in order for them not to kill you,
all right,
they must force you to pay jizya in Arabic. In the Quran, they teach that when you go into Christian countries, take over. And when you take over, kill the men, take their wives. Whatever you want to do with them, whether you want to abuse them or to kill them, it's up to you. Allah is fine with that. And those who do not know why there is terrorism in Islam, it is because religious terrorism has spiritual benefits in Islam. The more the Christians or the other religious people you kill, the more the virgins you shall be given by Allah when you die. They talk of Jannah. Ask Muslims, what is Jannah? 70 virgins. That's what Muslim terrorists are taught. If you kill a Christian, even if you die in the process, you will be given 70 virgins in Jannah. Excuse me, I'm not going to be sentimental, and I've never been sentimental. If you're looking for something sentimental, go and watch a romantic movie or a drama. We are talking about serious issues here. Our brothers and sisters in Nigeria are dying every day. And the reason why Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing nothing about it is because he is in on the game. He is the protector of the Islamic agenda in Nigeria.
Okay.
They put him there so that when they behead our sisters and brothers in the northern province, there is nothing that could happen to them. And we will talk because we are the only people, as it seems right now, who care about the safety of African people in Nigeria, who are being murdered every day by Islamic terrorists. If you are a Muslim and you have not planned to kill anybody, it's just a matter of time. One day you will begin to murder people because terrorism is part of the teachings of Islam. When you hear that Muslims have killed people, those who are not doing that or those who have not participated are 100% in agreement with those who are doing it. This is why you don't hear Islamic heads of states confronting Islamic terrorism.
No.
You don't?
No.
Tell me that you once heard Mohammed bin Salman, the Prince of Saudi Arabia, where the headquarters of Islam is. Tell me that you once heard him criticizing the murder of Nigerian men and women by Boko Haram terrorists. You won't hear him.
No.
Because they know that it pushes the Islamic agenda. So violence is not done by extremist Muslims. Violence is done by Muslims. Violence is a doctrine in Islam. I want to repeat the surahs in case you are joining me now. The Quran teaches violence. It is the Quran, not jihadist military leaders. The Quran. Imagine the Bible, our own Bible, this one. Imagine if there was a verse that says if we meet Hindu people, we must kill them if they refuse to join our church. Imagine. Imagine if there was a verse in the Bible that says if you meet Muslim women, abuse them because they are not a member of our religion. Imagine what the world could have been by now. So, Muslim ndicho chinotoparidza violence. Violence haisi kuitwa nema Muslim anoda violence. Violence inotori bandiko redzidziso dzeIslam. So, as long as the Western countries have not discovered that, there will always be Americans killed by Muslims in America. There will always be British people martyred by Muslim extremists and Muslim patrons. They believe they are killing you to please their God. This is why as they are shooting or bombing, they shout Allahu Akbar. It means praise be to Allah. They kill for their God. And these are not teachings hidden in some strange incantations and languages and texts that are hidden in some secret bunkers of the masjids. No, it's there in the text, the very text of the Quran. Quran teaches violence and terrorism. So what is the solution, Apostle Chiwenga? The solution is to ban Islam.
Yes.
It's a violent religion. It's very painful that those who are called Boko Haram in Nigeria, they are not Arabs. They are black Africans turning and killing their own black brothers and sisters for a religion that started in Arabia. Islam started in the Arab nations, Saudi Arabia, Mecca, and the other place. That's where it originated from. There is no African who was an original, a founding member of Islam.
No.
There is no African who joined Islam from the time it started around 600 AD, up to around 900 AD by choice. Africans joined Islam because they were conquered by Islamic caravan leaders by force. Africans who joined Islam in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th century did not do so willingly. It was colonial power that forced them to worship Allah in the temples of the Muslim religion. So if you are a lawmaker in America, you are a congressman, if you are a lawmaker in the House of Lords or in the House of Commons in England, if you are a lawmaker in Spain, in Italy, and you believe that only few Muslims are violent, I want to say to you, sir, you are doing a huge disservice to the people who elected you. Why do you read the conditions of service for every contract you sign? You read the manual for every gadget you buy. You sign a license agreement for every software that you install on your laptop, on your phone. But when it comes to religion, you turn a blind eye. It was not going to take these parliaments 1 month to ask expert scholars to study the Quran and find out why is this religion followed by so much violence, so much war, so much hatred, so much deception, and so much intolerance, so much death, pain, and suffering for innocent women and children who are defenseless. They are taking the cameras and recording while they are beheading defenseless women and children.
Yes, 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 yes.
In the northern province of Nigeria. And before they behead these women, they shout praise to Allah. You could have found these surahs, Pastor. Let me read them again.
Yes, please, if I can come in there before you read them.
Yes.
In 2003 to 2006, I worked in an abattoir which exported meat to the Middle East. And so they had some Islamic people who used to kill the cattle for
to make it halal.
Yeah, to make it halal.
And do you know what to make meat halal it means? Do you know what it means? It means dedicated to Allah.
All right.
So if you find a butchery that says this meat is halal meat, it means it is dedicated to Allah. So they come into your country and they bully you. We can't buy from your butcheries unless we make our own butcheries where we dedicate our livestock to Allah before we slaughter them.
Hey.
And you allow that to happen in your own country.
Yeah.
You can go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, so they came from Somalia and from Iran. We spoke about these scriptures that you mentioned.
You spoke about them.
Yeah, we spoke about them.
And what did they say?
They said that these scriptures are actually, themselves, they were very nice people.
Okay.
Personable, very, very personable.
The people you were talking to.
The people I was working with and talking to, but they said that these scriptures get abused by the extremists, but otherwise, Muslim or Islam is a very, very good religion. And this is the general understanding of the leaders of the West, even those scholars who understand Aramaic. When they read Surah 9, verse 5, their understanding is that scripture is getting abused.
How does it make sense, Pastor? If your child goes around stabbing people with a knife, and then people are dying, and then it is discovered that you read a book to your children, the book which you wrote. And in that book, you were saying, all you, my children, go out with your knives and stab everyone that you find. And then people say, your children are abusing that book. How does that make sense?
That's what the book says.
Because the book is instigating, inciting violence. Now, let's talk about this. If I stand up today and say, oh, JRM people, go tomorrow to government offices and vandalize them, will I not be arrested?
Of course.
Even if nobody goes to do it,
that's right.
I'll be arrested for inciting violence.
Yes.
How does a nation allow mosques to be built where the Quran is read, which incites people to do violence? Every time you see people entering a mosque, they are going there to pray and read the Quran, which says, kill everyone who is not a believer. And in believer, it means who is not a Muslim.
Yes.
So let's read the surahs again. Surah 5, Surah 3, 151. Surah 3, verse 151. It says, we shall cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieve. Those who disbelieve are non-Muslim. Surah 2, 191, it says, and kill them, non-Muslims, wherever you find them, kill them. Such is the recompense of the disbelievers, non-Muslims. Surah 9, verse 5, then kill the disbelievers, non-Muslims, which means Christians, Jews, and every other people of any other religion. Capture them and besiege them, and lie in wait for them in each and every ambush. These are scriptures in the Quran. If you are an educated person, but you don't like violence, and yet you are a Muslim, you are a confused soul. Being a Muslim is a public announcement that you love violence. You are in agreement with Al-Shabaab operations, Boko Haram insurgents and terrorists, Taliban and Al-Qaeda terrorists, and every other terrorist that we are seeing killing our people for a very, very strange reason. You want me to join your religion, I don't want, so I should die. It's very strange. There will be no peace in Europe until they actually come to terms with what I've said now. And I don't know if the Muslims, if the Western governments are seeing that every time a Muslim occupies a senior political office, the number of Muslims that enter that country rise exponentially. This is why I was very surprised to see Americans not understanding why Trump was against the idea of Mamdani becoming the mayor of New York. Huh?
Yeah.
It's like you are bringing cobras into your home
Yes.
and crying why people
Yes.
are dying
Yes.
of their venom
Yes.
at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes.
Every time you hear that there are Muslims entering their parliaments and their governments, their mayoral offices, the number of Muslims that get their visas approved to enter their countries, they rise. Because it is called the 2050 agenda. There is an agenda in Islam that by 2050, 3 things must have happened. Number 1, Islam should have become the religion with the most number of people ahead of Christianity. As we speak right now, there are only 1.2 billion Muslims in the whole world. These are official figures. Don't mind what they lie themselves when they talk in public forums. The actual truth from statistics verified by official organizations such as UNICEF, the United Nations World Health Organization. There are 1.2 billion Muslims in the world, and there are 1.5 billion Christians. They want Islam to outmaneuver Christianity by 2050. It is actually called 2050 Agenda. For your own information, it was moved a decade ago. It used to be 2030 Agenda. It is when they saw that it's not going to happen in 2030, they pushed the deadline to 2050. The second thing they want to do, they want the rest of Africa to be an Islamic continent. So in Southern Africa, they want to infiltrate from Mozambique.
Okay.
In East Africa, they want to infiltrate from Tanzania. But in order for the African agenda to be successful, they are rushing against time. They want by 2030, Nigeria to be declared to change its name into the Islamic Republic of Nigeria.
Hey.
Just like Pakistan, just like Turkey, just like Iran, and just like Afghanistan. I don't know, believers, if you know that most of the churches that were in Asia in the days of Paul were in Turkey.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
But the Christians were killed in Turkey. And now Turkey is now an Islamic nation. In the days of Paul, Turkey was a church, a nation worshiping Christ. I'm trying to avoid the word Christian because I don't like it. It's a brand that was given to believers by pagans, unbelievers.
Yeah.
Turkey was not a Muslim nation until a few centuries ago. As I speak to you now, Tanzania is almost Islamicized. Give it a few years. You will see the reality of what I'm saying now. The political violence that happened in the recent Tanzanian elections are actually one of the things they did to try and achieve the Islamicization of Tanzania. Tanzania is going to become an Islamic state. And after Tanzania, Kenya is next in line.
Okay.
From Kenya, they are going to DRC. From DRC, they are going to Zambia. From Zambia, they are going to Zimbabwe. So they want to cover Africa from the top, from the east, from the west, from the south. By 2050, every African country should be a Muslim-dominated state governed under Sharia law. If you are an African woman in Tanzania, you know what I'm talking about. You know why schools are demanding that children must wear the hijab in primary school in Tanzania.
Hey.
Hijab is not the culture of Tanzania.
No.
The hijab is the culture of Islam.
Yes. Yes.
If you don't understand Sharia law, let me give you just 3 laws that are found in the Sharia law. Under Sharia law, the man, the husband, is allowed to beat up his wife with a stick or with a whip when she misbehaves. Under Sharia law, that is normal, a normal way of disciplining your wife. You must beat her. And when she wants to go and report you to the police station, she must obtain your permission.
Hey.
If she goes to the police station without your permission, the police will arrest her for being a haram woman.
Hey.
Which simply means an abominable woman. Under Sharia law, a woman cannot walk alone in public. It's disgraceful to Allah. She can only walk, number 1, with express authority from a husband. Number 2, in the company of a male that belongs and that is authorized by a husband. A 50-year-old woman cannot walk in the streets alone. It's not allowed under Sharia law. She has to walk at least with a 3-year-old boy. The police trust the boy that the woman will come back home. This is why, as we speak right now, girl children are not going to school in Afghanistan since Taliban took over. They are not going to school, girls. They just go to primary school. There are no secondary schools because under Sharia law, the girl child cannot be in the same class with the boy child.
Yeah.
Do you understand this?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Under Sharia law, a wife is the property of a husband.
Yeah.
She cannot say she no longer wants the man she wants to go. It's not possible. She cannot do that.
No.
And in Nigeria shocked the world, which was not in essence shocked because the world is still sleeping. In 2002, they amended the Nigerian constitution to accommodate Sharia law as part of the Nigerian constitution.
Oh dear.
As we speak right now, Sharia law is law in Nigeria because of the 2002 constitutional amendment. This is why if you have an issue with a Muslim in the northern provinces where Sharia law is supreme, the police cannot go and arrest such a person. The so-called imams and the leaders, they will tell them that, look, we shall deal with this matter in the Sharia courts. As we speak right now, Britain is grappling with this issue. Some of their parliamentarians do not understand And some people are surprised why there are Sharia courts in Britain. Muslims are empowered in Britain to be judicial officers to deal with disputes that arise amongst Muslims in certain suburbs in Britain. How can you have a legal system that is parallel to the constitutionally established criminal justice system of your nation to accommodate a religious practice that is foreign not only to your culture and your identity, but to the values of your own system? How did England slumber to allow that?
Yes, that's a very, very good question, Amai. And what strikes my heart is that the Sharia law is against the laws of the land. When you talk about domestic violence and them men beating up their wives, that's against the British law.
But they do it.
But they do it.
And I said I wanted to share with them 3 things that are terrible about Sharia law. Sharia law provides that the legal age of marriage for the girl child is 9.
Hey.
Simkai, Pastor.
Yeah. Yeah.
9.
Stand up, Pastor Rengui. Tell us, Pastor, how big do you think you were at 9? Could you have been a wife at 9?
No, not at all.
Those who are talking about Islam being a good religion with godly teachings and peaceful, how can a religion say a 9-year-old girl is wife material?
It's not a woman, it's a girl.
She is not a woman.
It's a child.
A vulnerable child that needs the protection of the whole society.
Yes. What's wrong with these people?
Now,
Can she have legal standing?
if you think what we are saying is not in the Quran, go and read Surah 65, verse 4. It says, Muhammad, their own prophet, married Aisha when she was 6 years old. And then consummated his marriage when she was 9. If you read other Islamic text and Islamic authoritative sources like Sahih al-Bukhari, it actually says Aisha, when she was taken to become Muhammad's wife, she came with a baby dolls. Akatoya nezvidhori zvake.
Yeah.
Because she was a baby.
Take your seat, Pastor. So, Prophet Muhammad, the so-called holy prophet, married a 6-year-old girl and slept with her when she was 9. I'm talking about baby dolls because Islam does not allow baby dolls for little children. Zvidhori zvevana hazvidiwe kuIslam. Kana uri muMuslim hautengere vana zvidhori nekuti they say they are idols. They are idols competing and dividing your attention from Allah. And so people were asking, why then did Aisha bring dolls into Prophet Muhammad's house? Then the answer is, she was still under 9 years. She was still 6.
All right.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So after 9 years old, you can't keep dolls in your house if you are a Muslim. Hautenderwi kuuya nezvidhori kana kuchengeta zvidhori zvevana kana mane 9 years zvichienda mberi.
My brethren are chatting on the live chat, and Tadiwa Augustine says, Turkey, Ndoko Iwene, Ephesus, Galatia, Antioch, Pisidia, Iconia, Lystra, Deb.
All of them?
Yes. And
all the churches that Paul preached to were in Turkey. But now Turkey is a Muslim nation.
And Ernest Decker says in Zimbabwe they tried it with Lazarus Dokora, putting Islam in the school syllabus.
Winston Churchill, one of the prime ministers of Britain, said, and I quote, "How dreadful are the cases which Mohammedism lays on its votaries. Individual Muslims may show splendid qualities, like the ones you worked with the Pastor Chuma, but the influence of the religion paralyzes the social development of those who follow it. No stronger retrograde force exists in the world, in this world." So Winston Churchill, one of the early British prime ministers, said, "There is no stronger adversarial force that threatens even the very existence of humanity than Islam." Winston Churchill said, Islam is an adversarial force and an existential threat to life. And yet it is still legally practiced in the so-called civilized West. I'm a man of God, and I know that I have been targeted by these Muslims, and there are now nations which I cannot visit because of what I say.
Okay.
Yeah, they are very dangerous. They will kill you. But the people that are being killed in Nigeria have not spoken like I've done. If they want to kill you, they can still kill you, even if you remain quiet.
Yeah.
The world must wake up. The world must wake up. We are facing a serious threat, and the threat is the threat of Islam. It is hostile to life. Islam is hostile to common sense. Islam is hostile to peace. Islam is hostile to coexistence, peaceful coexistence of all the peoples of the world across cultural, religious, race, national divides. We can exist in peace. It doesn't matter how lost your religion is, but surely we can't kill you because you are lost.
No.
If Islam is so good, why doesn't it attract people by its goodness?
Yeah, absolutely.
If Islam is so good,
Yes.
why force it down our throats? Mukomana upi anopfimba msikana nebanga? Mukomana upi anopfimba msikana akabata futi kudai? Ndokudaro do kana kuti ndokupfura, it's your choice. Inimanyi ndinouraya ndite zvekutamba.
Hey.
Kuita mukadzi wangu kana kuti ndokuuraya.
Mukadzi ovati ndadiwa.
Mukadzi ovati aiwa kana zvakadaro ndokudaiwo andeikumba. That's not life. I want you to know that Nigeria is facing the second civil war. As we speak right now, it's a matter of time. Nigeria is facing its second civil war. The Christian states fighting to defend themselves from the west, from the northern Islamic states. But I want you to know, if you are a Nigerian and you are a Christian, I want you to know that so many Christian leaders in Nigeria are getting sponsorship to not to speak out and condemn the terrorism that is happening in Nigeria, pretending to be too busy with the church work and not commenting at all about the genocide happening in Nigeria, targeting people because of their religion. If you are in Kenya, tell your politicians that they need to revisit the law, the constitution of Kenya. They must render Islam an outlawed practice or religion in Kenya.
Yeah.
Because Islam is a threat not only to democracy, but to the very lives of Kenyans. The bombings that happened a few years ago in Kenyan hotels are a precursor to what is happening in Nigeria.
Right.
Watch the space. Once they know that there are more Christians in your country who will not join, the bombings will start.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The bombings will start. So the solution is that African people do not need to lose their identity after joining religions that originated from elsewhere.
Yes.
Whether it's from the south or from the east or from the west. We cannot allow Islam to change our way of life. One of the reasons why Islam gained traction in Africa, it is simple: poverty.
Oh, yeah.
They donate rice. Every time they gather poor people, they donate groceries. Every Ramadan, poor people get free meals from Islamic temples. We cannot sell the dignity of our continent for morsels of bread.
No.
Wake up, Africa. Islam should not be legal in any country that really cares about the safety of its people. It's simple. There are countries in Arabia where you cannot get a license even to preach. You'll be arrested. You can't do street preaching in Dubai. You can't do street preaching in Saudi Arabia. But Arabs are doing street prayers in London.
Yes.
Where is wisdom in that?
Yes.
The very things they are doing in Nigeria, you can't do it in a door.
No. No.
Huh?
No.
You can't do it in Kuwait. You can't do it in Istanbul. They will arrest you. You can't walk with a Bible in Saudi Arabia. Just walking, holding a Bible, you'll be arrested. We know what you are talking about. Try doing it. You can't hold the Bible and walk in the streets of Saudi Arabia.
Hey.
It's a crime.
Yeah.
Tell me, why do we see Muslims making noise in Nairobi during their prayer hour? Can't they pray quietly in their mosque? Who are they shouting to with their loudspeakers outside the mosque? That's not wisdom now.
Yeah.
Africans should not join Islam. There's no benefit to joining Islam for Africans because Muslims are the first people to enslave Africans long before the Westerners thought about the idea of coming to the Gold Coast and taking slaves to their plantations in Europe.
Yes.
Slavery was started by Islam and not by Western imperialists. Now you hear people like Louis Farrakhan claiming that he defends the black people, and yet he doesn't condemn the slavery that was done by Muhammad to black people. Did you know that Muhammad preached that the devil's complexion is black?
Oh, yeah.
Before you complain about racism done by Western people, Islam is racist. Ask any African who works in any Arab country, and they will tell you gory stories of how Africans are treated as subhuman by the extravagant Arabs in their territories. They don't like us. We say kudos to China for banning Islam. Look at China. There is peace in China. You don't hear of Boko Haram in China. You don't hear of Al-Shabaab in China. You don't hear of Taliban in China. And by the way, do you know what Boko Haram means? It means Western civilization is an abomination. Boko Haram, it means the Western way of life is haram. Haram, it means abomination. This is why Boko Haram bombs schools. Because they say schools are a Western education. So they are killing students, little children, to punish them for doing Boko Haram. This whole idea of going to school with your uniform and studying English, mathematics, science, according to Islam, it's Boko Haram. Western civilization, it's haram. That's what it means, Boko Haram.
Hey.
So I had to speak about this. We are concerned. We are concerned that African leaders are sleeping well like a snake. Islam is slithering into our blankets, and we seem to be warming up to the temperature of the serpent. But very soon, the venom of Islam shall put our men and women down one by one. And by the time we know it, just like Turkey was swallowed, there will be no more Africa to talk about. They want to come up with the Islamic Republic of Africa. This is why Morocco people declare that they are not Africans. They are taught this 2050 agenda I was talking to you about. The third agenda of 2050, I said there were three things. They want the United States of America to become Islamicized. They want to take over the USA. They want to take Africa because Africa is rich. They want to take over the USA because the USA is the only reason why Vision 2030 was aborted. It is because of the influence of the USA that Islam did not achieve its 2030 agenda. And this is why the 2050 agenda added the USA as one of its 2050 targets. We are going to have a Muslim USA president who is going to cause Sharia law to be supreme to the United States Constitution. That is one of what they want to achieve in the Vision 2050. Islam must become the most populated religion, agenda number one. Africa is going to be an Islamic continent, agenda number two. The USA is going to implement Sharia law and have a Muslim president, agenda number three. What you do with this information is your baby to nurse. I just wanted you to know that terrorism is not done by extremists. It is done by bona fide. Bona fide Islamic loyalists. It's part of the doctrine that you find in the Quran. The poison is not in the heads of the jihad terrorists. The poison is in the book, their holy book. This is how holy the Quran is. It preaches violence. This is why progressive nations must make the Quran a book that is banned from their bookstores. We don't want to see the Quran in our universities, in our stores, except for study purposes. We need to study things for us to be able to understand what it is. Imagine if I had said I would never read the Quran because I'm not a Muslim. I would not understand where does violence come from in the religion. So a religion that allows people to marry a 9-year-old girl, how is it a good religion? Is there a country in this world, apart from the Arab nations, that allows a man to send a 9-year-old daughter to become another man's wife? Can you allow a man to take your 9-year-old daughter to become his wife? Come to my house, and then your relatives will come to collect your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ask any Islamic teacher, why do you think it's holy for a man, a mature man, to take a 9-year-old girl to become his wife? How does that make sense to you? This is why I think you cannot be saying you are intelligent, but you are a Muslim. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because intelligence is the ability to solve problems, to use your mind to apply critical thinking, and to understand the phenomena in a manner that progresses and advances the human agenda. Now, if we now send our 9-year-old daughters to become wives, are we growing now?
No.
Is that development?
No.
Is that worship?
No.
Is that faith?
No.
If you ask them, how do you call Muhammad a holy prophet if he molested a 9-year-old girl? Now, if Muhammad had married Aisha in the United States of America, would he not have been arrested for pedophilia?
Yes.
Yes.
How is such a man a prophet?
No.
A holy prophet? Which if you speak against, they say it's an abomination. You should die. So this is something that is very scary.
Yes.
But the church must speak out. We feel the pain of our people in Nigeria, and we cannot be quiet, because when God is unhappy, God's people should be unhappy as well. Yes.
This Nigerian situation hits hard closer home. Prince Aton Choka has posted some figures here, and this is alarming to me. He says Nigeria now has an estimated Muslim population of roughly 110 to 120 million people. So the general population of Nigeria, he says, is 120 million. Sorry, the Muslim population is roughly 110 to 120 million people, representing about 50% to 56% of the country's total population. This is an example for Africa not to follow.
No. Those figures are not correct, Pastor.
Okay.
Yeah, they are not.
All right.
Nigeria is around 180 million people.
Okay.
Yes. And 60% of those people are Christians. The Christians outnumber the Muslims.
All right.
Yes. So if you do the math, you realize that not all Nigerians who are not Christians are Muslims. Some are still in the African traditional religion.
Okay.
Which means they are not more than 40%.
All right.
And it's very easy to tell.
All right.
This is why they are doing what they are doing.
Yeah.
If they outnumbered the Christians, then they would win elections.
One time.
And then they would declare Nigeria an Islamic State. Because there are more Christians, they cannot have enough Muslim parliamentarians to change the Nigerian constitution. So, the internet you should go into the internet carefully, because some of the figures are misrepresented.
Yeah.
But the number is still too big. 40% of the Nigerian population, plus or minus, it's too big for a religion so shallow as Islam, a religion so pathetic, not only in terms of its teachings, but also in terms of its practice. Why is it attracting people with all the things I've talked about? What attracts our Africans to join Islam? You don't understand.
Ban Islam.
It doesn't. You don't understand. It's impossible for you to hear someone comparing Jesus with Muhammad. They are incomparable. A man who married a 6-year-old girl to wife, and Jesus who died for the whole world, having been found blameless not only by his followers, but by the judicial system of his nation. The government declared Jesus innocent.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
And those who want to understand why Muslims hate Jews, one of the reasons is that Muhammad was poisoned by a Jewish woman. That's how he died.
Ah, right.
In case you didn't know.
Okay. Okay.
He killed her husband. And then Muhammad was offered food by the widow. And he ate it. And he died. Now, this is history. You can't argue with history. It's a fact. Muhammad did not die of natural death. He was poisoned by a Jewish woman whose husband he had killed. Because Muhammad led a group of vigilante soldiers, forcing people to join his religion and looting their wealth. That is how Islam was spread in his time. People rejected Islam, and this is why he resorted to violence. So violence is not something that started after Muhammad died. He used violence to recruit members to join his church in his time. So violence is the DNA of Islam.
Yes.
My last issue is that, have you discovered that progressive and successful Islamic nations do not really practice Sharia law to its letter?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't find people marrying 9-year-old girls in Dubai. They don't. You understand?
Yes.
And this is why we are surprised that countries that do not have Arabs are the ones with excessive zeal over following all the teachings of Sharia law.
All right.
Countries like Afghanistan. In case you don't know, Afghanis are not Arabs, just like Africans. Afghanistan is not an Arab country. They are not native Arabs.
Okay.
And yet that's where Sharia law is practiced to the letter. If you are a man in Afghanistan, you can't cut off your beard. You will be beaten by the police. It's a crime in Afghanistan. Ina pasa chuma tikatinda ku Afghanistan todhindwa tichinzi ndebvu dziri kupi. It's haram to shave your beard according to Sharia law. So me and Pastor Chuma, we can't visit Afghanistan like we are now.
No.
We will be arrested for shaving our beard. Now, if you are a Muslim, did you know what I've said today? I can tell you today that no Muslim can say anything that I've said here is a lie. Because I do have the Muslim books. I can show you today. I've got them. I read. I don't want to talk about something that I don't know. Africa is in danger of extinction. Our most immediate threat right now is not Western imperialism. It is Islamic imperialism. Watch the space if our leaders don't wake up. The United States must ban Islam.
Yes.
If you want to practice Islam, go home.
Yeah.
Go home and practice your religion. That's what they do to us.
Yes.
You can't open a church or build a church in Saudi Arabia. Even if you afford to build a church and you say, oh, we are not going to recruit your people, only Africans will go into that church, they will say you will die. I'm not even sure if you can go home after suggesting that you want to build a church in Saudi Arabia. So they are strict in their countries. Why are we generous to them? Why are we hospitable to a violent religion? Why? It's not allowed. We shouldn't allow it.
No.
President Donald Trump is right. I wish progressive Americans understood that if you deal with Islam, there will be no terrorism in the United States of America. It's as simple as that. If Islam and Sharia law are good, why are Muslims seeking refugee status in the Western countries? What are they running away from?
Yes.
Kana Islam yakanaka. Why are Afghani people in America as refugees? Why are Somalians going to America if Islam is good? The difference between Somalia and the US is Islam. That's the difference.
Yes. Avangabve kushuka kavachenda kuSouth.
Why would you want to visit? Why would Iraqi people want to go to America if Islam is good?
No ways.
Why would people from Iran want to relocate to America if Islam is good? It's common sense. And that is what is worrying me. Because common sense is no longer common. The so-called politicians, I'm sure some of them are getting money to turn a blind eye to the proliferation of Islam in the Western Hemisphere. We must wake up and confront this behemoth, or we are going to be swallowed, all of us, very soon.
Yes.
If you are an African, I want you to write the benefits of Islam to Africa. List the benefits of Islam to African people. Just 2 benefits of Islam to African people. If you are in Benin, if you are in Togo, if you are in Senegal, tell me the benefits of Islam to African people. Should we marry 9-year-old girls? Should we do that?
No ways, no.
Can a man whose wife is 9 years old be your prophet? Can I come to church and preach to you with a 9-year-old wife? Can you read a book written by a man whose wife is 9 years old? Can you say, peace be unto him, if his wife is 9 years old?
So is terrorism done by Muslim extremists, or is it done by Muslims? Why is it that governments do not understand that terrorism and violence is not done by Muslim extremists, but it is taught in the Quran?
I just decided that I wanted to show you the Muslim text that I have, so that you will not think that we bluff when we talk. All right? These books on the table, they are Muslim texts, and the ministers shall help me give you the titles for you. This is Shahi al-Buhari, one of the most trusted Islamic texts. You must know that Muhammad was an illiterate. He did not know how to read and write. So the Quran was not written by Muhammad. The Quran was written after he had died.
Okay.
So most of the things that you see in the Quran were recited by those who memorized them during his life. This is why there are so many versions of the Quran And this is why they had to ask all Muslims, the whole world, to ban whatever versions they had at some point, to try and come up with one Quran that does not contradict with another Quran. But as we speak right now, the Quran that you read in Saudi Arabia and the Quran that is read in Ethiopia have certain verses that are not in sync. Sahih al-Bukhari. This is a book. I've read this book for the past 3 years. So this book explains what is written in the Quran.
Okay.
It is one of their book that they interpret the Quran with.
Okay.
This is the Quran. This is the Quran. And I'll read you Surah 3, 151 very soon. From the Quran. I read it from my phone. I'll read it from the Quran. But if you are a believer, you want to learn how shallow and how diabolic and terrifyingly or how strangely terrifying the teachings of Islam are, and how it's unbelievable that there are people who actually go to preach what Muhammad was preaching. Something that is intellectually disappointing. How he explains how the earth came into existence, how the sun was made, where does the sun come from? The so-called scientific prophecies of Islam are embarrassing. If you want to learn more, because the Quran in its original form is in Arabic, which Arabic I do not speak. This is why the version of the Quran I have is written both in Arabic and in English. There is no language that cannot be translated. These are correct translations, so nobody can tell you that, well, that's not what it says in Arabic. It's not true.
Yeah.
This book, I bought it. It's written by Dr. Robert Spencer. If you want to learn, let's learn. Let's learn together. Knowledge is beautiful to obtain. Those who say Christians cannot debate with Muslims, bring a Muslim to me. I am willing to debate any Muslim. Even on YouTube, I can do that. The only reason why Christians can't debate with Muslims, it is because they don't want to read. They don't want to study Islamic material, Islamic sources, Islamic texts. You may start by reading this book by Dr. Robert Spencer. It's titled The Truth About Muhammad, founder of the world's most intolerant religion. Muslims tried to ask Amazon not to sell this book.
All right.
But this book is found on Amazon. You can buy it. Learn what are the dangers of allowing Islam to come into your doorstep. But I would like you to also watch videos from one of the scholars that I would like to credit for my awakening to what Islam is truly. I can tell you today that I learned a lot from this man than even I knew myself, because I discovered that they censor so much authoritative sources from the internet that criticize Islam because they are rich, they have money. I want you to go and watch videos by Dr. David Wood. He is an American scholar who went to university and studied Arabic for 3 years. So even though he's an American and not an Arab, he can speak Arabic.
Okay.
So he's able to read all the Islamic texts and understand what they actually say. And he has been exposing Islam for the longest of time. So if you want to learn what Islam truly is, go and watch Dr. David Wood's videos. There is no harm in telling you some of the people that I learn from. I have no monopoly of knowledge. I learn, and we can learn together as well. After watching just 5 of Dr. David Wood's videos, you'll be looking for Muslims to debate with. Nengo wako watu yaikuno karaya pane Qur'an ndakuratidza kuti muri nyepera. Munhu ari kuparidza Islam nemunhu ari kutengesa manyowa edhongi vakafanana. Haitengeseke Islam kumunhu ane pfungwa dzinoshanda. You can't sell Islam to an average mind person. It's impossible. To an average mind person, Islam is unsellable. It's like donkey manure. That's how empty, shallow, and so outrageous in its teachings. You don't want to raise your children in those teachings. So conservative Muslims, when they teach their children, they don't read the surahs I talked to you about. They know they are problematic. They focus on those that seem to be peaceful. But that's not something I would like you to be quiet about. So pastors, help me. Read those books and just read the titles so that if anybody is willing to invest a few dollars in buying books, for you to understand when you say Islam, Muslims, Salam alaikum, I want you to know what you are talking about. These are Islamic books. Just read the title of the book.
This one is Sunan an-Nas.
This is Sunan an-Nasai. It's called Sunan an-Nasai. So it has volumes. Sunan an-Nasai.
What volume is
this? This is volume 1.
So this is volume 2.
Sunan an-Nasai, volume 2? Yes.
I've got Sunan an-Nasai, volume 3 as well here.
Yes.
I've got Sunan an-Nasai, volume 4 here.
Then yes. Put them back, Pastor. Pastor, have you read those ones? Read those ones.
No,
we want to hear those ones.
Yes.
Those ones, yes. So those ones, you can put them together. That we have already read.
So this is Sunan an-Nasai, volume 5.
Yes.
And this is Sunan an-Nasai, volume 6.
Yes, thank you. Pastors, you can take your seat.
Yes.
What is the name of that one?
This one is the book of Hadith.
The Hadith, yes. You can't talk to Muslims without talking about the Hadith. It's just like Shai al-Buhari. It's one of their trusted Muslim sources, the book of the Hadith. So you need to also read this one. The English translations, these are the ones you might need to. So, Pastor, read the.
The other one is the critical Quran.
The critical Quran. Yes.
This one.
Yes.
And we have Sunan Ab Dawood.
Dawood, Pastor, read the whole word. Sunan Abu Dawood.
What volume is that one?
Volume 3.
So this is Sunan Abu Dawood, volume 1.
And that one?
I also have Sunan Ab Dawood, volume 2.
Volume 2. Let's keep them there. There is no harm in keeping them there. Sahih al-Buhari. This is the Hadith.
Yes.
But I want to read Surah 3151. So when you're reading the Quran, you read from right to left.
All right.
It is written from right to left, just like the Hebrew text as well. So I want to see chapter 3, 151. chapter 3, 126, 145, 151. So 151, what does it say? It says, because they associated with Allah that which don't say, He sent with any sanction, and how bad, let me see if that is the one I wanted to read. It's 3151, yes. And how bad the abode of the wrongdoers, and their abode is the fire, when you were destroying, and indeed truthful to them with His leave, and indeed truthful to you, Allah, His promise, until when you showed weakness and you disobeyed and you fell to disputing about the order. It goes down. Then He made you flee from them, that He may test you. Yes. I wanted to read another one. Let me verify this one. Surah 9:29. So there's Surah 9:29, and then there's Surah 9:5. I'm here, Surah 9. Let's see what surah is this one. 69. It's 29, right?
9:29 or 9:5.
Okay, among the people who were given the scripture, Jews and Christians, now acknowledge the religion of the truth of Islam. Okay, it starts here. It says, surely Allah is the omniscient, the ultimately wise one. Not believe in Allah, nor in the last day. You war against those. Okay, so it goes from right to left. You war against those who do not believe in Allah, nor in the last day. War against those who do not believe in Allah, nor in the last day. Nor forbid that which has been forbidden by Allah and His Prophet Rasul. Do not acknowledge among the people who were given, or those who do not acknowledge, nor acknowledge the religion of truth of Islam. Yes, so this is Surah 9:28 and 29.
So it's saying fight them.
Fight them, yeah. It says war against. Yeah, this is it. Surah 9:28 and 29. It is. So this is it. I wanted you to know that we are in danger. If after you disagree with someone, that someone must die, surely there's something wrong with you. Because disagreement should not cause anybody to die.
No.
If what you believe is true, then it should be attracting people because of its beauty. If people do not want to join your religion, should they die for that?
No. No.
Pastor, kana tikati hatidi kunamata naApostle Chiwenga, tofira izvozvo here? Tourayiwa here naApostle Chiwenga ndatata hatidi kujoina Jesus Revelation Ministry. Zvingafire vanhu here izvozvo? If I have to kill you to threaten you to join my church, then something is wrong with me and my church.
Yes.
Anything good like flowers, it must attract bees by its own.
Even people
by
smoke,
itself.
Even people smoke weed. Don't do that, am I?
Vakadhakwa nembanje chaiva vadaro. So I just wanted you to know that we don't speak from ignorance. We speak from what we have read. I want to, Pastor, I want to say something?
I just want to ask, to say, as you were reading, it's like Surah 9, Surah 8, 3, things like that. What is Surah? Is it a verse?
It's a verse.
It's a chapter? Or
yes, it's a chapter. It's a chapter, yes.
It's a chapter.
Chapter 9. To say Surah 9, you say chapter 9. So it can go from verse 1 to verse 400.
All right.
That's how. So the verses in Quran are called surahs.
All right.
Chapter, verse, chapter, verse, chapter. So surah, it means chapter.
All right.
Chapter 9, 23. Surah 9, it means chapter. Chapter 9.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, it's something.
Yeah. No, one of the reasons why Africa is where it is today, it is because we refuse to learn.
Yeah.
We love to comment from ignorance.
Yeah.
Even Surah 9:30, it's frightening, like Lorraine is saying. I'm sure I've shared some truth there. We want to warn the Western countries that their problem is that they opened the door to a very poisonous snake. They should outlaw Islam as a religious practice. There should be a limit to how much freedom we give people.
Yeah.
If we give people freedom and they shoot our children in school, such a freedom is needless. Such a freedom is to our disadvantage. We give people refugee status, they bring their religion, and now we can't go into the shopping malls because of them. America did not have mass shootings before Islam came to America. It's a truth that they must acknowledge. There are only 4 million, I think, Muslims in America. 4 million Muslims in a country of 300 million people. Why should you be held hostage by a minority religion? We can't allow that to happen.
Yes.